A strong host game needs a strong wing game, like Popeye.
Alrighty, welcome everybody back into the UltraLight Ascension Series Marvel Rivals competition as we are hopping things over. Quarterfinals number 3. I'm Colonel Casts. Joining me is Spaz. How is it going today?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Seeing a lot of good matches. Really excited for this quarterfinal.
Yeah, first two matches, definitely pretty interesting to see. Both of those ended 2-0 in favor of Experiment in the first match, Team Nucleic in the second one. Hopping on in, it's Team XoXo versus KHAOS. Obviously going to take a second before we get on into game number 1, but any predictions, any notes, anything of the sort coming into this first match?
Well, as we've seen in the past matches, it's all about having good cohesion and trying to get the point fortified. Like if you're using group, using your walls to advantage to not only hold the point, but to also help your teammates get a flank for your DPS to get a lot of damage. That's what we need to see in these matches coming forward, especially getting past the quarterfinals, because it's going to be a tank off. I think, especially with Gasgard, it's got a lot of high places, but it's also going to be very close quarters within those corridors going to the points. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to map out their route and see their dynamic of who they want to play with and who they play as.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. I know we've seen quite a few different combinations. We've seen some 3 tank, 3 healer goats, some 2-1-3s, a lot of different comps with 3 healers or 3 tanks. I feel like we haven't really seen that much, I guess I don't want to say classical, but a nice clean 2-2-2 comp, 2 in every role. But it'll be interesting to see what these teams go with in the upcoming series. Obviously, expect a pretty heavy emphasis on the team ups. I know we saw the Gamma Iron Man get a little bit of value in the last series, but any ideas on what you think these teams might try and draft up?
I say a good draft that I've always seen is probably um I'd say probably the Hulk with a decent Luna, just because that goal, the Hulk's passive ability to be able to stay in and like prolong a fight, maybe not get a lot of damage, but just to be like someone like, hey, I'm a big target, keep hitting me while you're not paying attention to everybody else. They're going to draw that attention and be able to get like people like an Iron Man or a Moon Knight to be able to come in, swoop up, get some kills. What I would love to see is some nice magic plays. If you're able to get that teleportation and movement around with magic, she can be very dominative in this tourney.
Yeah, will it definitely be interesting to see the bands as well. Obviously, going to be a couple of notable picks coming out. I know we've seen the Strange in the majority of our comps. So, as mentioned, some of the healers. I know you were talking a bit about the Luna. We've seen some Hulk bands. Cloak and Dagger has definitely been making those few appearances, but definitely a wide variety of characters. I know some of the players on this team. I like Bugs. I know has quite a lot of experience on Scarlet Witch. So definitely a sleeper pick to either see picked or banned up by either side. So definitely a lot of things to keep an eye on. But I do definitely think, as you mentioned, that the tanks are going to be definitely the most important. Obviously, again, you need the other 2 roles, you need more players. But I do think, as you said, the tanks definitely going to be pretty big in this series.
Yeah, and like you said, we're got a lot of sleeper picks. Most people don't really underestimate Wolverine. He can bring in a lot of damage really quick, really fast, especially against those squishier, more like he's going to be mainly if you're going Wolverine, you're going to be going after those healers because those guys are going to pop like crazy. And here we go, going into the picking and choosing of who to start off this match with.
Yeah, when it comes to bans, I do definitely expect to see, obviously, that same normal emphasis on just the strong characters, right? Things like Hulk to take away the combos there, Luna, obviously, one of the forefront healers, definitely always the chance that we see things like that coming in on the front of bans, but there are, again, some pseudo one-tricks here. Obviously, there are mixes of strong characters that the other team plays, the Storm, the Psylocke, some characters there that we've definitely seen a lot of people picking up and playing, especially moving on into season 1, but it'll be interesting to see the protects. I know that I could expect Strange to perhaps get protected. The Black Panther going to be the play that they
That's
go
an
for.
interesting one. I don't know if I would have did the Black Panther. You don't really see him utilized a whole lot. He's very good, but unless you don't have a pinpoint teamwork, he's not really a power pick. From what I've seen in past things, but you never know. you might know the right team up for it. But for this pick, it's gonna be very hard for them to respond with a counter ban to that because like, okay, yeah, see, like
Oh.
no ban. Like what do you do against a Black Panther ban? Like, heck, you ban nothing because it's like, okay, it's not really worthwhile. There's nothing to counter it, so might as well take the free champ, you know?
It's really interesting not to protect anything. Is the middle one there? That's the protect. So blue side, they XO, they want to keep the BP on the field, but the other side they don't have a ban or a protect that they want to get. Interesting to see no characters that they want to confirm in the game, despite a couple of one tricks on their team. I like Bugs. I mentioned that Scarlet Witch opportunity. Definitely going to be the one getting locked in there. Millie going to be on the protected Black Panther. And aside from that, the comp's going to just fill themselves out pretty standard for the side of KHAOS. Strange Groot going to get picked up. The Scarlet Witch is mentioned with a Moon Knight. Then it looks like they're going Loki, Luna, as we'll see if those get locked in. On the other side, Thor, Penny to start out. And they're running 2-2. Star-Lord, Black Panther with a Luna and Invisible Woman here on the first map.
Yeah, seeing Invisible Woman, seeing her come into the gameplay now, I really like her movesets. I like how she can move around very easily. Really for like any kind of healer and support type of character, you need to have movement to be able to get from one player to another, and that's what I like to see. And I think it's going to be a really good comp. Now, like you said, the sleeper with the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is very, very detrimental. You got to be able to hit those things, but it can either be the break or pretty much the win for the game with that. That character is very overpowered, and I am a fan of overpowered.
As I mentioned, when it comes to I Like Bugs specifically, an extremely large amount of Scarlet matches in the middle of Gold 3, but regardless, on just the Scarlet, definitely one of the forefront players in the competition here in the Ultralight Ascension when it comes to pure champ experience on the Scarlet Witch. But moving on, point number 1, we'll get going and see just how we end up toggling on first fight. It will be a bit of a prioritizing towards the point as Boo already starting things off. Kills going out wide in favor of XO here as they've already taken down 2.
Oh man, just great teamwork trying to get each other. They split off at the beginning, and now it's looking like it is going to help them as they take out not only Loki but also Scarlet Witch, and they are going to try to get, it looks like, top control to be able to push down into point.
As, first point is grabbed already. It's already taken out just under 20% in their favor for the moment. As we will keep an eye there. Up top here, just trying to keep the opposition KHAOS away from them for the moment. Groot holding down the front line. Penny setting up all of the mines as pushing on forward. They are trying to get it. They have a really close, and they do indeed. They pick the Atom. They pick the Namor. Nice Groot walls there to trap them down as Groot trying to parkour himself back over. White Magic picking up kill after kill as already they're getting very close to some of these ults for the side of the XoXo team. Both of their DPS is over 90% on ult charge.
Yeah, and as you see right there, those Groot walls help tremendously for both sides, but mainly for the attacking side. They were able to pinch them down, go in, get the kill, and secure the point. And now they're at 54%. They're going to be able to get maybe 5 more seconds before they're even there and get past 70. And it looks like right now they're going right into another fight, and huge DPS going out.
Star-Lord up top, White Magic spraying toward the back line. Hasn't yet been able to get any kills, but they will be able to get their first one. Namor going to go down, as it will be White Magic trying to get that kill on Scarlet. Millie picks up 1, picks up 2. Both supports go down, as Groot will drop the ult. Adam Warlock is going to cocoon himself, but doesn't have any ultimate to work with, so he's just going to go down once again. Boo picks up that one, and Groot throws himself off the map.
Yeah, and like you can see right there, that Groot ult was detrimental. It was able to lasso them all in, and it was just it was like fishing in a bowl of water. You're just casting and reeling it in, one pick after another. And now they're able to give pressure to their spawn and not even have to worry about the site.
And yeah, that's definitely going to be a little bit problematic for the side of KHAOS. Is not only can they not even potentially touch or fight for this point, but the opposition farm up even more ult charge on the ults that they just burn there. It's a very dominant round 1 by XoXo, and at the very end, good job setting up for the next round, farming what they can.
Yeah, and I think going into this next one, they're going to see that they're going to definitely need to maybe not really switch things up, but like being able to utilize your utility. It's not always about getting the damage, it's about setting it up for the kill. you might not be getting a lot of damage as like a solo, but if you look at the stats in between the team, they're all probably pretty equaled out because XoXo is just working together as a team. They're not splitting off. They're just staying as a group and as a force moving through the
When
map.
this is over, maybe you could add me to your
As yeah, for the moment, we will see a little bit of a comp change coming out for the side of KHAOS. The DPS and the supports getting swapped around a little bit. They do swap over to a 1-3-2, so they're going to go in the solo tank on the Doctor Strange. We'll see how KC3 is able to pilot on that one, but for the moment, Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, Punisher getting picked up. Very heavy emphasis on that infinite ammo team up there with the Rocket.
Yeah, and with this, with the Rocket and the Warlock switch up, Warlock's gonna be really good because of his resurrection ability, especially in that mid game, especially if it's like fighting for that point, that can make or break a lot of things for Team Chaos. They are going to definitely utilize his ult, especially since he's at 90G. He can hold back to it, see if he needs to pop it off, and if he does, boom, they're gonna be right back in that fight, and then ults are gonna be popped, boom, Quar goes down.
And yeah, on the back line already, Black Panther going off, Millie supported by his team, able to take down really the majority of opposition members. They got a really nice early kill on Rocket, and there's just not the healing to keep him alive. The Adam Warlock ult, I think that's a massive blunder by Dark Viod there. He comes out, pops the ult, and while he does res 3, I mean, he immediately sacrifices his whole team again. They basically just reset their death cooldown, go down, give more ult charge. Really unfortunate Adam Warlock ult there.
Yeah, I think that was maybe a panic. He was overwhelmed. What I would have did is I probably would have just backed off, let them get the point, let them calm down, and then regroup together and go in for a bigger fight. Because what he did there is basically just, like you said, reset the counter. And there was no good way to repush that. You were overwhelmed 4-1, and you revived, and then basically were sitting ducks for any other AoE attacks.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange Eye of Agamotto comes out. He gets a couple stun, but Luna Snow will overlaid onto it, and things continue to get worse for Chaos. Doctor Strange walks up, not going to get much going there. He burns down White Magic. Again, only one tank on the composition, as Punisher ult in their own spawn. Not what you want to see. Even though they can kill anybody, they're stuck in their spawn. They can't force a fight, and so XO is going to make the logical decision. Step back, back away. No reason to fight aggressively into a Punisher ult, and now Magneto Shield's gonna do the best to get Star-Lord out. It was a good hook, but not gonna be able to get the kill there as Mantis goes off the map for the side of Chaos, and they're getting forced into their spawn. Once again, Penny Spider Sweeper forces a few away. Adam goes off the map. There are two on the backside, as we'll see if they're able to try it and back cap a little bit. They are gonna get a point, get some percent going. Ninja Key gonna get some damage taken on, and this will be the first real fight on point. Boo, though, gonna kill down the Punisher. Kraken Impact comes out now as Bucky trying to find whatever he can. Magneto Shields, though, keeping everybody alive, as it will be the amplifier from Rocket coming out. Fight breaking out again as now Winter Soldier goes down. Warlock goes down. 2 dead for Chaos, and with only a tank and 2 supports, it's going to be a very tough fight backside as the Invisible Woman ult comes out. Now Star-Lord ult comes out. They want to abandon everything they have for this fight. Drops 2 or 3 ults. They will re-get control, but with the late pick on a re-returning Adam, I cannot see this going well for Chaos. 10% left, and they have to touch or the map is over.
Yeah, and it's just, it sucks because they keep targeting Bugs. They know Bugs is going to be very detrimental because that DPS is nasty. And as soon as he comes out, they are just going to target him. And as you can see, they just suppressed him the whole match pretty much on that one.
As yeah, definitely a little bit unfortunate there for them, as it will be a clean 2-0 to start on map number 1. As moving on, it'll be map number 2, Convergent Symbiotic Surface in Clintar. Any opinions on the map? Any expectations based on it?
I do think it's a more level bet. That one could be a little bit more close range. You're gonna have a little bit more room to walk around to be able to feel free, you know. And I think the main thing to look into this is how the last match went. Always look back. So they're gonna be targeting Bugs as he did. Okay, they were targeting him with all kinds of crazy damage, and I think the main thing that they need to do is have a solid team up of going to a 2-2-2. As they've seen, they try to do a 3-2-1, and I don't think in this chance you need to go, at least in this first round, try to step back a minute, play some safe picks. Save your pocket picks for like maybe the second round, but see how the first round goes. Go back to a 2-2-2. I'd love to see probably a Thor. A Thor would be very good. They're always bunched up, and with his AoE attacks, you're going to get a lot of damage, a lot of fast on those squishier people, and then you're going to be able to converge onto that. But like how XoXo were, they were a dominant force going throughout. They were always going as one. If they needed to back up, they were like, okay, we can give space. We have 69% on the board. They're gonna be able to back up, give some space, and they have nothing to worry about. And with the two people flanking, they're like, okay, let's group up together. If they get the point, cool, but let's move in, get rid of the little dust, and then boom, we have a clean sight. And that was just perfect, like perfect examples of how you need to use each other to your fullest extent. And they were probably not even going to the fullest extent because, as you can see, I think they were playing pretty relaxed. As you said with earlier, the Punisher. Oh, I think that was mainly just a desperate thing trying to get at least one pick to move out of the spawn because of how pushed back they were. And it's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think with Bucky holding his ult, he's probably trying to get him squished because Bucky, if you get a kill, you're going to get to use the ult again. So he's probably thinking like, hey, we might be able to get a team wipe, pepper him down. I'm going to go in. But as we saw, they weren't able to get that push out. That first kill never got out. So that's how that got stagnant.
And yeah, I think that trend kind of appeared a couple times in the map for Chaos. I know I mentioned that Adam Warlock ult when it happened, but trying to do something to get momentum back in your hand. And unfortunately for the side of Chaos, XO consistently able to outmaneuver it. Again, that Punisher ult, they just step away. The Adam Warlock ult, kill the half HP players before they can get reset, get grouped up, and get healed. So it is a pretty consistent side on the performance for them. Find the mistakes and exploit them. And XO, despite it being pretty simple, of course, to say, and in this case for them to do, as long as you keep making those consistent decisions, you're going to find success. And success got them that first 2-0 in the first map. But we'll see if they're able to hold on to that success going on forward, or if Chaos can recontrol things as we're getting ready for map 2, getting it changed over to competitive, getting the map set up and everything. And then we'll be heading in. Any predictions on this map? I know you guessed that we'd have a little bit more level ground. Obviously, the distancing is going to be a little bit different, of course, compared to our last map. But what could give some dark horse picks? What do you think we might see?
I think a Black Widow would be very good. A lot of
Oh.
angles, a lot of good. She has great ability to get to those points and get to where you can get those long distance snipes. And like you may be back at spawn, but you're gonna be shooting on the point almost pretty much. This map is so open, so many places. I would say probably another good pick. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Spider-Man. I know that one's a little bit more risky. It's very complex, but if you can get really good hits with the Spider-Man, I think he would be very good as well.
As yeah, we are getting things ready to move on over to map number 2. As I do think it'd be interesting, as you mentioned, Spider-Man definitely a possibility. I know there are a couple Spider-Man players here, and we'll shoot it over a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at game number 2. And we are back here. Game number 2 in the quarterfinals. The quarterfinal number 3, game number 2 in a best of 3. I'm Colonel once again, joined by Spaz. Bit of a quick game 1. Moving on to game 2. As I know you mentioned some interesting picks. I'm excited to see it now. You mentioned the Spider-Man. I want to see it now.
Yeah, the Spider-Man's gonna be really good because there's like the opportunity to be able to swing without hitting a wall is very likely. And plus it's a symbiote man made for him. All the stuff you can get around, being able to go in, get a few hits, swing back out. Also any flying characters, Iron Man, Strange, basically the common picks for going up into the sky, we're definitely gonna see them. Star-Lord's gonna be seen again, just because they're gonna be able to get aerial view, and I will definitely say they're gonna have at least a storm band, Iron Man band, or something of the sort. We may also see uh they may also ban the Groot because that Groot was very detrimental with the grapples and the ults and the lifesteal from his walls. That people don't realize one of his walls, you need to get it down because he's getting life back. A lot of people don't even know about that passive ability. So being able to ban those prize picks of like, okay, what was our hardest opponent to go against? You take those out, it's going to help you. Now, of course, you can't get them all, so you got to work around that. That's where we're going to start seeing the minds tick and seeing these new compilations.
As yeah, we'll see what they want to go with as we get ready to move on into our game. But any predictions on what we're going to see protected? There's an interesting one. Last game, we had the Black Panther protected by the XO crew. KHAOS didn't opt to protect anything, but after losing out pretty badly in game number 1 there, I think we'll see any changes on that front?
Um, I do think they might keep the Black Panther protect because honestly, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot. Usually whenever I'm playing, I see Black Panther, I'm like, that's gonna go a lot of ways. They played it very well, so I could see the repick of the Black Panther. As for the other team, I mean, they could kind of just pick whoever they want. They know they're probably gonna see some of their characters banned, so they just need to pick one. What was their strongest suit? That was a healer, tank, or DPS. They'll probably just pick one of those to be safe. I think they're a little bit more free ranging in their characters.
As yeah, we will see what they want to pick and ban as we are getting our game number 2 underway. We'll see what those final answers are going to be in terms of picking and banning. Obviously, we saw quite a couple of powerful characters in the last game. Saw some success. I know the Scarlet was one of the shining points for a struggling KHAOS, but Punishers, Winter Soldiers, Moon Knights, obviously just a lot of frontline DPS, and then as we mentioned and saw last game, support tanks definitely get a pretty heavy emphasis on the banning as well.
Well, 1 minute we're gonna redo that. Looks like we may have had a little bit of technical difficulties. Shouldn't be too bad. Looks like it may have had a little bit to do with the server, but now this gives us a little bit more time to just delve deep into it and just kind of check some things out. I think something that we will definitely be seeing is probably going to be probably just I would still say we're gonna see the storm probably get banned. Probably gonna see. I wouldn't be surprised if a Groot uh, got banned from that. To be honest, I do think the Groot was very powerful on both teams. Both of them were doing what they needed to do. So I don't really know what the plan may be for that, but that's what I would say would be the pick for it.
Yeah, unfortunately started that game up with no ban, so we're getting everything fixed back up as you mentioned. Will be interesting to see finally what we do opt for on the front of bans, as wouldn't really surprise me regardless of the way they choose to go with it, as we obviously know when it comes to team ups, there are many very strong, viable ones. I know we saw, again, the Winter Soldier, Punisher, Rocket combo used a little bit in that last series. Obviously, the Hulk Iron Man, if it's left open, has always been a pretty possible combination, or a common combination when it comes to various levels. Considering we have a Scarlet Witch player, I'd be down to see a little bit of Magneto gameplay with it.
Magneto and a Scarlet would be a very good comeback for them because apparently, like that would be a good matchup just because you'll be able to play off each other a lot. This game is all about using unisons. You don't have to usually get like the team up actability, but there's other team ups that you could do that aren't made for the game. You know, there's like we'll just talk about a few of the main team ups that we could see probably going into this. The Magneto and Scarlet Witch, that's a basic one. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Cloak and Dagger and Moon Knight to be able to get that uh, Lunar Force. That one's pretty good, especially for getting flanks. And looks like we're going to be getting right back into this right now.
As yeah, we get everybody back in the lobby. We'll see how that goes as we will chill out for a second too. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, we have gotten the game. Apologies for the small list of technical issues, but everything should be fixed now. Surely we'll see everybody in the lobby with the ability to pick, ban, and protect characters, as have struggled on some of those in the last lobby, but we'll see it now who it does as we do. Pre-select hero will get in and get going as we see two equal quality compositions, one with a clean 2-2-2, one with 6 Jeffries. I mean, that would be a close game if this was to go through.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great game. I would love to see Jeff on there. See, look, we're seeing the Black Panther band instantly. They know that was a power pick, and they want to get that off the board. They knew that was a very detrimental. They do not want to have a repeat of that. Now, if I was XoXo, I'd be very meticulous on who they're about to ban. Like, there it is again. The Storm, as I said, would be a power play on this map for the maneuverability and also getting the aviation with her.
As yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a surprising pick. We've seen Curry soon not hover the Storm in both games, so definitely going to be a little bit of A, target ban, and B, banning one of the strongest characters in the game, so not that surprising. What will be interesting is the protects. It'll be XO protecting the Strange, definitely a strong pick. As we mentioned, the Cloak and Dagger going to be the one protected here for the side of Chaos.
Yeah, that was a really quick pick. They were like, "Hey, we want to get that Cloak and Dagger," and there it is, the Psylocke ban as well. I wouldn't really say that was a power play. It's still good because she is a very valuable hero to use. And there's the Hela, another long range aviation. She's out of the play now, so now it's gonna be very interesting to see what team ups we get going.
And yeah, looking at it, Psylocke definitely a ban that makes sense. We saw it banned away first in the last series and or in the last game. And looking at the XO players, we have Millie, who is on the BP, has some experience with Psylocke, and then White Magic has quite a lot of games on Psylocke as well. As we will see for the side of XO, they're once again looking over towards a 2-2-2 comp with Penny, an extra tank yet to be picked, Star-Lord, Punisher, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, whereas for the attacking side of Chaos, they seem to be going a little bit of a 3-3 comp with Magneto, Groot, and then the healers of Cloak and Dagger, Luna Snow, and Loki with Bugs on the Scarlet Witch. So not quite a 3-3, but there it is, the Scarlet Magneto. I mentioned that one a minute ago.
Oh yeah. And we did get the Magneto, like you said, Magneto and Scarlet Witch. That's going to probably help them be able to get a little bit better plays going, especially Magneto. He is a very underrated hero. I believe that Magneto is probably in the top 3 at least for that class alone for Magneto. Like him, especially working alongside a Groot, they're going to be able to hold it their sight pretty much by themselves and just playing off each other. Groot heals, Magneto deflects, and then boom, they need to switch out. They can't.
As yeah, we get the round started. Hawkeye looking for some early damage, trying to farm up those ults as soon as you can. As a Doctor Strange portal over toward the cliff, not gonna find much at the start of the game here. As we'll see it more and more damage poking out. Hawkeye still yet to hit on to any of the major players. as able to hit some, but everybody's still alive for the moment as the attacking side of KHAOS trying to push around here through their left, getting inside in the low roofing as Group pushing on up, looking to try and get some separation with the walls as they are getting shot down pretty quickly. Penny mine set up as Magneto walking forward now, trying to get on, going to take a lot of damage, has to back away with the shield, but it will be an early kill. Finally, Millie going to get the kill onto Ninja Kia, first kill onto the tank there. Scarlet Witch trying to get away on the side of the fight as the entirety of KHAOS is bleeding away. Millie able to take down a 1 as the now 4v6. It'll be a bit tough for KHAOS while they have some players on the reset, but the healers on the back doing a good job keeping everybody alive for the remainder, as they do have the 3 supports, Cloak and Dagger, Loki, and Rocket, so quite a lot of healing when it's focused on just 1 or 2 people, as unfortunately, again, obviously lost out on the first kills, but able to get reset and take another hit here.
Yeah, and as you can see, Millie's taking her, pulling back each one, not just spraying them, because she's getting more damage with each pull. And here we go, Cloak and Dagger moving in.
As, yeah, Monday going to be healing everything that he can on the side of the point. Gets a lot of the ult charge, but now it's both Cloak and Dagger with the same, as they're forced to back away. The Star-Lord ult White Magic layering damage in as he will finally get through. Millie picks up 1, Millie picks up 2, Gang picks up 1, Millie a third. And again, it's just the side of XO picking up player after player. They kill the Strange on the retreat here, and it's just continued destruction by XO as they're fixing to not lose out a single point this set.
Yeah, and just giving that constant pressure of, we see you, we're not going to let you give us a push, we're always going to be pushing back, whether it's offensively or defensively. A great offense is just as great as a great defense. So they're like, heck, we don't need to stay on the point, let's take it to them, let's be aggressive. We have the 1 game on them, let's see if we can get in their heads.
As, yeah, they try to go for a fancy combo there. Strange Portal, Scarlet Witch ult. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too far away. The Strange able to block away the damage to the remainder of the team. Monday gets the first kill onto Ninja Kia. Invisible One ult going to keep them alive for a little bit, though. But Gag, Boo come out, get another kill each. And it's now 6v3. Cloak goes down, Rocket goes down, and it's I Like Bugs' Scarlet Witch to try and get away from 6. It's not going to happen. And once again, the attack is deflected. Only 1 or 2 ults to go in their hand, as, well, they were able to force out a couple ults from the defenders. It's really not looking consistent here as they swap to Iron Man.
Yeah, and they're just pushed back in their base right now. They're trying to think, okay, what's the best route? Do we go in head on and just try to bulk it out, or do we try to go to the lefts and rights flanks and try to get a pick off? I would say try to get your best shot at Millie. Probably need to get some long range. There goes Bugs down again. And as you can just see that Millie has just got hit. They just got their eyes set and like, okay, who's the target? Which one's getting low? That's who I'm focusing on. They're not focusing on whoever's in the front. They're looking at who's the weakest, and that's who they're all converging on.
As, yeah, Agamotto comes out now. It's going to get blocked a little bit by the other side of the Strange, trying to block as much damage onto the backline supports, as they are able to hold on for the moment. Ninja Kia going to get bursted away. Millie going to add on to the damage. Now it's going to be ults coming out. Star-Lord as well, as the defense is going to take this one pretty clean, as Loki's trying to hold on to the point, and to his credit, he is getting to overtime. He's stalling for a little bit as swaps over, bought maybe 10 seconds in overtime, but not enough time for anybody else to get there to even touch, much less get a real fight chance going. And so despite while being up 1-0 in the set, they're going to go for a perfect defense, and this series could very easily be over in one fight.
Yes, it very much can, but the same thing could happen to them on this flip, so they need to learn of seeing like, okay, this is how we defended. We need to know how we can use our own defense against them. So they're going to maybe try to copy something, maybe try to over push, and that's where they're going to be like, okay, let's bait them a little bit, and let's try to get a kill, and then boom, we just swamp them. And as we're seeing, we're already seeing the 2-2-2 again from XoXo, and it looks like they're going to be going 4-1-1 or no, they were just picking there a little bit, but it does look like they're going 3 healers. Did I get that right, or they haven't even chosen yet? I did see Bugs go to White Widow, a Black Widow, so we might be seeing a Black Widow played here, and I think that would be very good because Bugs has great aim and he goes to the Mantis.
As yeah, on the other side, Boo was on the Widow for a moment there, the GM3 on the team, but gonna swap off. They're gonna go back for a 2-2-2, as I'll be surprised to see the defense pull this one out with the Moon Knight coming in solo DPS, but we'll see how they're able to hold on to it. They swap the roles around a little bit as Kurisu throws an Onk onto the spawn door. Can't imagine they're gonna get much damage taken to this one, but we'll see it here. Again, the attack, they need a single tick here, and they're a single third, and they will close out the map and series. So 4 minutes to go, and Chaos defense has to be practically perfect.
Looks like they are all staying in base for a minute. Oh, looks like they're setting up a portal from behind.
As, yeah, fight one breaking out already. Wolverine looking around, trying to find something. They're going to clear off some Loki clones. They do have the high ground. Loki, or Wolverine going to go in, gets a grab onto the Thor now, pulsing the damage in as the rest of the front line scatters in, trying to find a target. Loki healing comes out, is on the side. Bugs maybe in a little bit of danger. Wolverine looking around for any picks he can find. On the rest of the fight, it will be the first kill coming out. Now Ninja Kia goes down, KC3 goes down, Bugs joins the group. Groot goes down, Loki goes down, Kurisu V6. They won't even get the kill on him. It'll be the point taken away 41 seconds into the round. And XoXo grab the map 1-0, the set 2-0.
That was great execution. I didn't even think of using the Doctor Strange ability to teleport behind them.
Yeah, they call their lead. They saw how the first map went. They saw how the second map's first round went. They call the shot that they can just take a fight, force their way through. Neither of their tanks dying the whole time. The only kill the entire game that XoXo suffered was a Magneto onto White Magic. And it'll be a single kill for them in that one. As XoXo pilot on, find success. They take it a clean 2-0, 1-0 as they get a 2-0 sweep here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was well executed. They had great cohesion. They had a plan. They're like, we're going to do this plan. We're going in all out. Whether it works or it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We're going with it because we trust each other. And not saying that Chaos didn't either. They had good plays and they had good tries on points and trying to get around. It's just they were overwhelmed with the teamwork of XoXo. It was beautifully played. Both teams did great. Even though the stats might not look the great, I think both teams played it very well.
As yeah, quarterfinal 3 is going to be in the books with one more to go, as we will send things over once again to a bit of an elongated break. Once again, we're going to get things set up for quarterfinal number 4, as stream going to go down for a little bit, but stay right here. We'll be back 5-10 minutes, and we'll be here with our final quarterfinal of the day.
You're